Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Alright, today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about body part specialization and why splits are not necessarily more effective for doing this. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, this is something that keeps coming up in a lot of my comments on my videos when I discuss full body versus different types of splits, or an upper lower versus doing body part splits. And people always come up with this thing that, yeah, but splitting things up allows me to specialize more in certain body parts. And to me, this is a really foreign concept. I don't even understand what the hell they mean. And I guess because for me, I've had quite a bit of physiology, I've had exercise science, I don't understand how this could possibly work. And they'll say things like, well, it lets me do extra work all in one session for a body part. But here's the problem with this logic. If you're doing so at the expense of reduced frequency, you are going to grow slower as a result of it if you're not injecting any anabolic drugs in your body to increase protein synthesis. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say that at the end of a session, your biceps are lagging, so at the end of one session per week, you tack 6 extra sets of barbell curls on, or dumbbell curls at the end of your session, compared to, let's say you do 3 different workouts a week in which you add 2 extra sets of the same curls at the end. Which one is going to give you more direct bicep stimulation and total improved muscle protein synthesis over the course of the week in the bicep? It's going to be spreading it out over 3 workouts. This isn't even subject for debate scientifically. This is already a given with what we know about muscle protein synthesis and the way that the body responds to training. So this isn't even subject to debate. So in that case, you would be better off tacking a smaller amount of specialized work at the end of your workouts. And as someone who personally trains full body 3 days a week, that is how I do it. I do at the end of my heavy sessions, because most of my training is powerlifting based training. I don't do a lot of bodybuilding work. I save all of that for the end, and then I come back in any of my lagging muscle groups or anything that needs extra work. I tack isolation movements on at the end of all my sessions for my lagging body parts. Things like my delts, my biceps, they get isolated every time I'm in the gym at the very end, and it only adds a few minutes to the end of my session. Now, the same could be said of things like your chest. A bench press done correctly stimulates just as much chest growth as a fly does. We have data showing this. The fly is not superior. The fly lets you remove other muscle groups. So the same principle could be applied. If you come in and you do 5 sets of bench press 3 times a week, you're going to stimulate more muscle growth in your chest than if you did 15 sets, starting with compounds and then working down to isolations for your chest in a single session. Even though you did the same number of sets, because you get diminished returns with every set, each set that you add adds less additional muscle growth than the set before it did. So the end result is that if you had divided it up and you did heavy compounds for your chest that give just as much muscle growth as the isolation does, if you pick them efficiently and do them correctly, you will actually stimulate more growth in your chest by doing it that way. But on top of that, by doing it in that manner, you've actually stimulated other muscles as well with that same workload. So you've actually induced more overall muscle growth. Now, on top of that, if your chest is starting to lag, you can do the same thing that you did with bicep example. You can tack on at the very end some extra specialized work for your upper pecs to get them up to speed if they seem to be lagging slightly behind. So to me, I don't really understand the concept of why anyone would think that splitting things up allows you to specialize more on certain body parts. If anything, it allows you to specialize less and stimulate less additional growth in your lagging muscle groups, or the ones that need extra work. Alright guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you next time.